avenue for expansion is going to be use of mobiles, because they are the most rapidly spreading communications device available. They're typically smartphones now, and they largely give you access to almost all the internet capabilities. So that's the avenue by which the next several billion people are likely to get online. I'm hoping, of course, that what will follow after that is fiber, for example, and much higher speeds, and other devices like laptops and tablets and so on. But that's clearly the vector that we're on right now. I think I also have to say that we are also moving into a territory that some people call the Internet of Things. These are appliances that are programmable, that have communications capability, and are also part of the Internet. And anyone who thinks a little bit about this will very quickly realize that safety, security, and privacy are three big issues related to not only the Internet of Things, but other devices that we use on the network. So that's going to be a big challenge for everyone. But in the long run, it's my hope as the chief internet evangelist at Google that everyone on the planet that wants to be online will have the opportunity to get online at an affordable price, and also with all the accessibility that they may need, including people who might have disabilities, hearing impairments, visual impairments, motor impairments, and that the devices and systems that are made available through the internet accommodate their needs as well. So I'm generally optimistic about things because the net has grown pretty dramatically since its earliest days, and it doesn't show any real sign of slowing down. So probably the most recent massive invention or discovery is the CRISPR-Cas9 DNA editing capability. It's clear that it has remarkable ability for precision. It's not perfect. I am told that sometimes the splicing doesn't work quite right, so you want to be very careful about over prediction as to value. But there's no question in my mind that tool is incredible. The second one, I think, is interfacing of our neural system to electrical systems. My wife has a cochlear implant, two of them actually, and those were done 20 years ago and 10 years ago. They are, in fact, very powerful, very effective tools. So that tells us we know a lot about our sensory systems. Optical implants, spinal implants are sure to come. The third thing, which is almost as dramatic, is our ability to analyze what's going on in living systems. So whether it's MRI scans or internal sensors that are continuously monitoring, like the contact lenses that Google Verily is working on to measure the level of glucose in the tears of the eye and relate that to the level of glucose in blood, so the diabetic doesn't keep sticking their finger five times a day. Those sorts of things for sure. And then I think it's also fair to say that we are discovering new ways of doing science, especially think of astronomy, think of our detectors that are looking for neutrinos that originate outside the galaxy, look at the recent LIGO gravity wave detector. I am incredibly excited about the fact that we are going to be doing science on a scale we've never done before, thanks to technology. So those are four things, I think.
Those are four, yeah.
What did I think? And then, finally, the artificial intelligence things that just won 4 out of 5 Go games, for example. I don't want to overstate this, because games are a very narrow slice of what artificial intelligence could possibly mean. But it does show an extraordinary capacity. What's weird about it, of course, is it's not clear we fully understand why it works.
Right.
And so when when somebody says, well, look at all the weights on the neural network, and look how well it played the game Go, if I change this weight by 0.02%, you know what happens. I don't have a clue.
Right.
So we have a long way to go before we fully understand where that's taking us.
Well, but isn't that getting close to actual true cognition and intelligence? I mean, you can't explain every action that you take as a human. So
that's right. We don't understand humans are weird.
Right.
But the real fact is that we are approaching a point where we don't have to write programs in order to get programmable behavior, because it's learned behavior, which, as you say, is the way human beings function. So that, we're moving in that direction, but I think we're also learning how to write ordinary programs at scale, doing things that, for example, in the Google network and the Google Cloud that are way beyond normal human capacity. And we're taking advantage of that too, like real-time language translations and other kinds of things that operate at a subject scale. We could not for humans doing all of that.
Right.
I'm not holding my breath on Mars missions, or I should say human Mars missions. On the other hand, there is a serious effort right now funded by DARPA to design a spacecraft to get to Alpha Centauri in 100 years' time. And that I find credible. We have right now the power, the propulsion sources would take 65,000 years to get to Alpha Centauri, which is a little long even for an DARPA experiment. But the fact is that ion atoms are very likely to reach efficiency and thrust level, get us up to maybe 10-20% the speed of light. They're functioning over a 50-year period. So I am actually looking forward to the possibility of a mission launch, which could come in the 2030s.
Wow. Okay, one last question for you, sir. As the father of the internet, what of your child's behavior has made you want to send it to a timeout room?
So, and I'm not the only father, so I...
Well, many fathers, one of many fathers.
The internet itself doesn't really misbehave. What misbehaves are its users. It's a problem. Yeah, and I'm sorry to say that there are some people who don't have other people's best interests at heart. And they are part of the internet environment, just as they are part of our social environment in general. So we live in a society as it dictates, and we have to cope with that, as we have for many years. Anyone who wants to understand the full breadth of human behavior, just read Shakespeare, it's still relevant. This is something like the 100th anniversary of his death. Here we are. We're human. We need to do as we have in the past, try to manage our society so that they produce positive outcomes for as many people as possible, and try to limit the harm that other people can do. And we have a responsibility as technologists to do what we can, technically speaking, but frankly, it's the sociologists and the politicians and the judicial system and our own personal behaviors that will make a difference.